Alright, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Tika the Engineer back in here on a Monday video, bringing this for the week. Let's get it going. Now, we did have some interesting things come out. Why did I do this to my eyebrows? I don't know. We did have some interesting things come out last week, towards the end of the week, that came in the form of a survey. And so sometimes PlayStation, they put out their survey, and a lot of other people do, and a lot of other companies do, and brands do, as to get a little bit more of a feel of what the consumer is looking for in terms of the future of that company and stuff like that, and just how they feel about different things, and how they I guess value different issues and stuff like that. And so when you put out one of these emails, I unfortunately didn't get one, but I did get copies of each question in this survey, and so we're going to go over all of them, and I implore you all to just number down below as I read them off, the first one being 1, second one being 2, whatever. Let me know how you feel about it, like what sounds appealing to you, and all of these answers are going to be just not at all appealing to extremely appealing and in between. And I really implore you all to do so down below, because I'm really interested to hear what you guys feel about all these things and all these different topics and everything, because they're very, very interesting, and it could lead to some of these actually coming to fruition. Not all of them. It's similar to patents, how Sony will patent something and they never gets used, but maybe some of these answers and some of these questions do actually hold some merit, and it could be foreseen in the PS5 era. So without further ado, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Tika Engineer once again, and we are back here on PlayStation Source, and we're going to go over this survey that Sony put out that tells the future, potentially, of PS5. And of course, before we get into it, leave likes down below if you guys enjoyed the video, as well as stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. And also down below are links to our Twitter, Discord, all that good stuff down below in the description. Check us out, all that good stuff. And so, starting off here, the ability to use PS4 remote play on a device without an internet connection, which I guess would be pointing to offline remote play, which that doesn't compute with me. I don't understand. Isn't that just playing a game? Isn't that just playing a local game? I don't know, but I would say I guess that's very appealing for me. I don't really use remote play that much, but if it got improved, I'm sure I would use it on my Vita. But pretty cool to see right there. All right, like some form of offline remote play. Would that be like if you own the game, you can somehow download it and be able to play like that? That one is confusing me a little bit, because I don't understand what remote play offline is other than just local gaming. But nonetheless, maybe some of y'all give me some info down below. Provide access to PS1 and PS2 games to play earlier generation games. So provide access to PS1 and PS2 games to play earlier generation access. I think this is pertaining to remote play. I think it's asking if you'd be interested in being able to remote play PS1 and PS2 games, which, I mean, to me personally, like, I don't think backwards compatibility in terms of those older games really are that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been studies that people don't really utilize backwards compatibility, to that degree that much. So I do like it of the generation right beforehand, but if it's 3 generations behind, I could see maybe PS3 games being available, you know what I'm saying? But PS1, PS2, I guess I'll put somewhat appealing for my answer. The ability to view all devices currently using remote play to select the video quality / audio quality you want for device you plan to use PS4 remote play on. So let's read that one more time. Okay, so the ability to view all devices currently using remote play to select the video and audio quality you want for device for, I think I'm going to say for the device you plan to use PS4 remote. So I guess, is that saying like what are the capabilities of remote play from a device standpoint? I guess I'll say somewhat appealing. All right, I guess it sounds cool, I guess, but I feel like they're kind of aiming towards the future of remote play being more of like a phone, tablet, laptop type deal, as opposed to them publicly saying that they are kind of done with making handheld and stuff like that. But I digress. Parental controls to help parents control how children use PS4 remote play. I agree with that. Of course, give all the parents the tools they need, to monitor their kids' gaming and stuff like that. I agree with that. The ability to hide controls not needed for current game playing to allow for a bigger screen size. This is extremely appealing to me. That's great, because if you've ever done remote play on like your phone or, you know, on a tablet, they lay out every single button on the DualShock 4 or the DualShock 3, whichever you're remote playing on, you know what I'm saying? So they'll show every button on there, and if a game doesn't require a certain button, it's still there and it's still taking space. So I do like that if they can somehow have games be coded to where if it recognizes that it's being streamed off of remote play, it can hide those buttons that are unnecessary to the game currently. So I like that a lot. Now this one, we got to really talk about this one, okay? A slim, portable DualShock controller that is easier to carry on the go. A slim, portable DualShock controller that's easier to carry on the go. I mean, I would love that. Personally, I would love that. I mean, I feel like I'd be using remote play on my MacBook a lot more. And I almost, you know, bought another controller just to keep in my bag if I ever wanted to do remote play. And so I like this idea of having, you know, a slimmer portable. While I do, you know, am on board with it being more slim and portable, I do hope that it is still, you know, the ergonomics of the DualShock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it to feel like a completely different controller. I still want it to be able to control it like I do at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it to feel too different and too small and too, like, flimsy. But I digress. Next one here, the ability to customize the controller layout. This includes positioning, size of controls, etc. To customize the controller of your hand. Customize the controller to your hand size. The ability to customize the controller layout. To customize the controller to your hand size. Okay, so they're talking about like a physical, I think, hardware, like the Elite controller, I guess is what they're kind of talking about here. I like this a lot. This one's very, very appealing to me. I like that a lot. Very, very good. I want that, please. Ability to connect different physical controllers to use for PS4 remote play. For example, keyboard and mouse, Xbox wireless controller. So I'll say very appealing. You know, why not give you know, people, you know, the experience that they want. You know, I could see keyboard and mouse, but I don't know about using an Xbox controller, because I feel like, I don't know. That one seems a bit overstepping and overreaching, but I can definitely see somebody wanting to, you know, play keyboard and mouse on a remote play, you know, PS4 stream. Now, I do see that if they're playing online, which I forgot if remote play even features, if like you can even play remote play multiplayer games online, but I digress. I can see how that can be a little bit of an unfair advantage if you're using a keyboard and mouse on like a shooter, but I guess I'll give it the somewhat appealing, because that one could be wishy-washy, you know what I'm saying, but I'll just give it the somewhat appealing, you know. The ability to use PS4 remote play on the device without an internet. They just asked us this. Okay, next up here, the ability to customize privacy settings within PS4 remote play to know you are protected. The ability to customize privacy settings within PS4 remote play to know. Sure. Extremely appealing. Yeah, we definitely all want to stay protected. I like that. Okay, there's some weird cuts in this video because they are repeating questions. I'm just kind of going through and sifting through which ones are new. This one's new here. So provide access to exclusive accessories or maps only found while play on PS4 remote play. So provide access to exclusive accessories or maps only found while play on PS4 remote play. I guess appealing, you know, that one I feel like is in the realm of like a what's it called? What's that term called? Like the motion controls on games. What is that called? There's a word for it. Something that's, you know, just tacky and like unnecessary, but a cool novelty feature to have. It seems like that's one of them. So I guess I'll put like somewhat appealing on that one. That one's, you know, neither here or there. The ability, we already got that one. Here we go. Here's a new one. Feature for a low power mode to help control battery life of the device using PS4 remote play. Extremely appealing. Sure, why not? You know, we all want to say power on that one. Really cool stuff right there. These are new right here as well. The ability to play PS4 remote play on more devices. For example, to play it on Nintendo Switch, Apple TV, or Android TV. So they're looking, it looks like they're seeing if they want to expand PS4 remote play, or I think just remote play in general, if you want to be just frank about it, to different devices. This one, I'm gonna have to say very appealing. I want to say very, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this one's tough. I think that I think that overall it would be okay, right? To be able to have more devices that are compatible with remote play, because at the end of the day, to do remote play, you still need a PlayStation console, right? So the ability to just, have it kind of be like AirPlay with Apple stuff where you can not Bing, but ping, any content on your iPhone to an Apple device, whether it be a MacBook or an Apple TV, that's really useful in a lot of cases. So be able to do the same thing on a PlayStation console, I think that could be cool. So I'm gonna say very appealing. If we're in the realm of like having it on Nintendo Switch, that's quite interesting. You know what I'm saying? That's a very interesting thing here to note of Nintendo Switch. Apple TV, I can see that because Apple's not really competing in terms of games, or at least the caliber that PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo are competing at. But very interesting to note the Nintendo Switch in this one. So we got a few more things here, and then we're going to just roll into the outro. And so it looks like the next one here is the ability to adjust the sensitivity of the on-screen controls. That one I like a lot. Just any form or facet of the ability to, control the button layout of the screen of remote play. If you're on a touchscreen device, whether it's a phone or a tablet, or any sort of way to adjust the controls, I'm a fan of. So obviously extremely appealing to me. Now there's I think one more we're gonna read here because the rest are just repeats. But the one I wanted to read more, just as our last one is the ability to view the Wi-Fi connection strength to see how strong the Wi-Fi connection is. That one I think is great. Obviously, giving people more information. And because even though on remote play, if I remember correctly, they would tell you, hey, your connection's a little bit droppy or spotty or whatever, and they do the same thing on PS Now. But letting people see live how strong the strength of the Wi-Fi is, I really like that as well for remote play. So that's kind of everything I did covered in the survey. So just to run down some of the bullet points real quick, just to give you all like an overall consensus on what it looks like they're aiming to improve or somehow implement into remote play in the future are: number one, using remote play with a PS4 not connected to the internet, playing remote play on a Switch, Apple TV, or Android TV, etc., on just other hardware. Hiding unused controls for the game to allow for more screen real estate, a slim portable DualShock controller for portable gaming, exclusive maps and accessories for remote play, customizable button layout, connecting other controllers, that being of course Xbox and or mouse and keyboard, well not and, but or mouse and keyboard, etc. Offline remote play, PS1 and PS2 games, and parental controls to allow for multiple users to use remote play at the same time. So that kind of just boils down all of the main points of what this survey consisted of and what they asked, different consumers and different people that just got the email. I don't know how you can be admitted into these emails. I would love to, but this is what we got to do. So overall, very interesting stuff here. I feel like, a part of me is like, where does PS Now fit into this? You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of like, because it sounds like remote play was kind of falling a little bit to the wayside, and PS Now was kind of taking a more of a upfront initiative in terms of that, and maybe they're gonna somehow blend the two in a way. If you guys get what I'm saying here, because I feel like if there was gonna be anything that were to come onto the Switch, right, I figured it'd be PS Now, if it was going to be anything, what I'm saying. But it's interesting that they're bringing up remote play, and still, if you want to, if you want to use remote play on a Switch, right, you still have to own a PlayStation console, as opposed to PS Now, where in theory you only need a PlayStation Network account, which anyone can get. Anyone can make one right now on your PC or on your Mac, and you have a PSN login and you can use PS Now. So I think it's interesting how they're heightening remote play in a way to do this. And so this is just all interesting to me. I don't know where this is all leading, but I think it's super interesting that they're talking about putting remote play on a Switch and on Apple TV and stuff like that, and also the exclusive maps and accessories for remote play. What do you guys think that is? What do you guys think that is? Like, are they talking about the second screen stuff on games, because that's already been a thing. This is very confusing because like a lot of this sounds like some of them are kind of sort of already here, but a lot of them aren't. And offline remote play to me just doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe, wait a minute, is offline remote play on the same local network? Like the way you can like ad hoc from a DS to a DS back in the day. Is that what they're talking about? That could be interesting, I guess. But nonetheless, let me know all your thoughts in the comments below about the survey. Of course, links in the description as well to check out. And let me know your answers down below in the comment section. I really, I really do want to hear what you guys think about this. What are your thoughts? Leave me down below in the comments below. But after you do that, make sure to check out the description where you can find our Twitter, our Discord, as well as our anchor link to our long form podcast shows. That of course is Saves a Lot podcast, as well as all of our different Road 2 series that we have on the channel. And so if you enjoyed the video, leave a like on it, as well as stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.